up? What up? This is Mike the Philosopher here with another one, y'all. This one is Kendra. I have not seen this before. Choose them at random. I ain't gonna hold you. Let's go in.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Are you ready?
I am.
Jasmine, where are you calling me from?
Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas. How old were you?
I am 42.
42.
Yes,
Do you have any kids?
I do. I have three. My oldest son is 20. My middle daughter is 12. And I have a 9 going on 10-year-old tomorrow who was so excited to have me on your program. She's standing in the background talking about some mommy. Are you going on there tonight? Because you got to tell her what you want. Okay.
Okay. Mommy just said she's ready for you to find her a stepdaddy.
Apparently.
So are your kids by the same man?
They are not. No.
How many men?
3.
3. Have you ever been married?
I have not. I've been proposed to 3 times, but I have not been married.
Why didn't you get married to all 3 of the men that proposed to you?
One, we were too young. The second one, found out it was just not going to work. The third one, he is a compulsive liar. So,
Were these your children's dads?
And she's saying that right in front of her daughter. Like, your daddy is a compulsive liar. And, I don't know if women be aware of how they damage their kids, but they do damage their kids. And I'm not saying he's not a compulsive liar. He could be, but don't no kid want to hear that about their parents. And then you wonder why she'll have problems with men in general when she get older. Okay, that the youngest daughter. Now, she want her mama to get on here and find her a man, find her a stepdaddy, but you can kind of tell that she's going to end up having problems herself. Kids put their parents on the pedestal for the most part. It's a default position to put your parents on a pedestal. I had to learn to take my parents off their pedestal just so I can accept them being normal human beings. Okay? They're just normal human beings trying to figure life out just like I am, even at their age. And I'm doing it with my kids. But, ladies, I would ask y'all to curb the negativity of the fathers in front of the kids, because you don't want it in reverse. You don't want the baby daddy talking negative about you, and you know it. Okay, if all he had to do was say negative stuff about you in front of their kid, and their kid look up to him, you're going to feel a certain type of way about that. Show the same respect and regard for the men. All right. Even if it's true, keep that stuff to yourself. Let's go back in.
yes.
Okay. What do you do for a living, Jasmine?
I am a creator and designer for Greek paraphernalia. So Greek paraphernalia, small businesses as well as schools. So I currently have licensing with my sorority, Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, also Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, and Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated.
So Jasmine, Houston, Texas, 42. What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Pisces.
Pisces. Let's do it. What kind of man you looking for?
I am looking for a tall. My norm is tall, dark, and handsome with white teeth. So I really never had anything outside of that. However, that's what got me here now. So I still want tall, and that's for me 6'4" or taller. I would prefer.
But she'll curve that dark and that handsome, especially that dark. Okay. Look, I said this to a friend of mine, and I'm gonna tell y'all what I said to a friend of mine. They are over 50 years old. I told them, after you hit 50, I don't care what you date. After you hit 50, I don't care what you date. If you looking for a white man, or if you looking for a white woman, or whatever, you know, and look, this ain't nothing, you know, racist or anything like that, but I strongly believe like you owe it to your community to have your first family be of your own ilk, of your own kind. Okay, your first wife and your first kids, they should be black. It just is what it is. But after you hit 50 and you ain't found nothing, in it's a free for all. Okay, and that goes for both sides. I ain't gonna hold you. I don't know about other people, but I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't on that Dr. Umar, Snow Bunny, and you know, whatever. I'm like, look, you running out of time, go find your happiness. I don't care if you a man or a woman. Okay, she's 42. She got 3 baby daddies. She right on the fence. She right on the fence. So some I could adjust it to 40, you know, but I'm like this. If you had your kids and you had your marriage and it didn't work out, at a certain age, I said 50 because my friend is past that. So I said, look, I ain't gonna hold you. 40 to 50, if I understand the clock is ticking and you're looking for your happiness, I don't care what shade you find it in. Okay? Just long as that first family, those first kids, and that first marriage was to your own kind. Okay? So I'm going to tell y'all the same thing. Yeah, you owe it to your community to have your first family by your own people. But after that, and if you hit the wall, I ain't going to hold you. Do you? Let's go in.
Dark, but you know, any complexion or it's fine.
Okay, we're having
Definitely.
audio issues. I don't know what's happening tonight, y'all. Sounds better. Someone says better, better, better. All right. Let's try. Let me see. Don't tell me. So we got Jasmine, Houston, Texas. 42 Pisces, mom to 3 by 3 men. Never married. She creates and design. What kind of man you looking for?
Tall, 6'4" or taller. Someone who's honest, of course. So I don't want any liars. I would prefer someone in the Houston area. However, I do travel a lot with my business, and I do travel back and forth to Illinois and Texas quite a bit as well because I still have a home in Illinois. So I would still prefer somebody local though.
Someone local. Okay. What are your deal breakers?
Definitely a liar, number one. Let's start with that.
I can tell she's still got some healing to do with that. I think that last baby daddy just took it through the ringer a little bit and was lying a little too much and really did some damage. It must have been a pretty big lie he told her too. So I don't, only she knows what that is. But it must have been a huge one. Like, no, I ain't got no other families. No, I ain't got no other kids. No, I don't have no other bank accounts. I don't know what it was, but it must have been a pretty huge lie because she's still carrying that. I told y'all before, a woman will tell you what she's been through with what she's looking for. Okay, if she's looking for an honest guy and that's on top of the list, that tells you that in the near past that was an issue. In the very near past, that was an issue. So I wonder how tall she is. She asking for a guy who's 6'4". How tall is she? That's what I want to know. Let's go back in.
Number 2.
Okay, real quick, I missed it, but all the cousins peeped it. Did you say 6'4" or taller?
I absolutely did. Yes. Yes.
So he has to be 6'4" or taller. All your children's dads were 6'4" or taller.
No, not all of them, but what was it? Well, one was 6'2", one was 6'4", 6'5", and the other one was about 5'11", 5'12". But
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, what is it with this height, ladies? Look, I'm over 6 feet, but still, I'm not 6'4". I'll admit that. But what is it with this height? What difference do it make? I can understand women because height shows a level of security, shows a level of, women like to look up to their men. And they don't like to be the tall one in the relationship. That's why I want to know how tall she is. Want to know, do she like to wear heels and stuff like that? Because that's a big deal. Women like to be taller than their man in heels too. So you got to be taller than them and be taller than them in heels. Now her last baby daddy was 5'11", whatever. I wonder how tall she is, but let's start with finding a man who actually cares for you, who actually loves you. It's funny to me, women be looking for the least important things on a freaking list. For real. They look for the most irrelevant crap that you can find in, oh, he has to be a certain height for me, or he has to do this, Another thing she's looking for is the guy who makes at least $100K. I understand income is important, but women never lead with the most important stuff. Is he kind? Do he care? Is he nurturing? Is he, is he attentive to your needs? Is he even emotionally available? Is he capable of love? They never ask for the most important stuff. It just boggles my mind. Women go for the most superficial stuff, and then when they get a superficial guy and he don't do all of that other stuff that they actually need, then all men ain't ish. It's like, you get what you ask for. Yeah, if all he got to do is be 6'4", he could be a 6'4" jerk, okay? And it's because you ain't been looking for the other stuff. You don't highlight that other stuff, all that important stuff that you actually need. Then you'll find out the height ain't really that important. Women don't be knowing what they want. I'm not saying men don't, but women don't either, especially women. Anyway, let's go in.
I prefer.
How tall are you, Jasmine?
Okay, wait a minute. Don't interrogate me. No, I'm 5'5.5".
Oh.
Okay. 5'5".
Stop it. Stop it.
You can't make this shit up, folks. You cannot make this shit up.
You 5'5.5", and you need a 6'4" dude. If you don't cut it out, for real. So why he gotta be 6'4"? Ladies, put it in the comments. Why is that so important? Especially if you 5'5.5". See, she put that half in. She probably ain't even half. She probably just 5'5" or 5'4". and a half. She want to be taller. And let me say this. Sometimes I think women be looking for what I would consider a person that has something that they don't. So she probably views herself as short. So she wants a tall man. So if she has kids, they have a chance to be tall. This is what some white people do with black people. They know that they're pretty light, right? So they like black people so they can give them their kids a shot at some melanin. Same thing with black people. They know they very dark, so they get with white people to give their kids a chance of lightening. Okay, you ask for stuff that you are deficient in. You feel like sometimes. That's why I think sometimes women ask for guys who are 6'4" and they're 5'5", is because they look at it as a deficiency, so they want their men to make up the difference. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. That's just my psychological explanation of why women especially do that, because men do this too with sometimes they like their women with not too much melanin, especially brothers, because they want to lighten up their kids. And I would say the same thing about African women. They love Brad because they want to lighten up their kids. But anyway, enough psychology. Let's go back in.
5.5, 6'4" and taller. So a man that was 6 feet, he wouldn't have a chance with you.
Not that he wouldn't have a chance. I would definitely, you know what? I would go for 6 feet or taller, preferably 6'4" or taller, but I would definitely talk to somebody 6'4" or taller if he had everything else going for him. Absolutely.
Okay, 6'4" and taller. Okay, keep going.
Of course, somebody honest. I would love somebody who, now you don't have to be a pastor or a preacher, but I would love somebody who actually believes in a higher being and God, or, definitely it has some type of Christian base. I want somebody who enjoys to travel. I don't care if he has kids or not. I would prefer nobody with more than 4 kids. Although my baby will act up, but I am still open to having kids. My family is quite fertile, so I'm still open to at least having one more. For my husband only. I'm not going to have any more kids out of wedlock.
And she's 42, so she's talking about still having kids at 42. She said her family is still fertile. Can you do that? As far as the religion part, I watched a episode with Dr. Umar, and he touched on women asking men to be the same religion as them, and I thought he made some pretty good points. He said that women should stop asking that men believe the same or have the same religion or the same denomination or whatever as them, because it shouldn't matter as long as you have a base system that coincides with each other. That should all be all that matters. You believe in a higher being, he believe in a higher being, that should be good enough. But whether you're Baptist or Methodist or just regular Christian or just or Catholic, and he's just spiritual. He don't believe in those religion disciplines. He just is spiritual. That should be good enough. But women, you got to be the same in a denomination, whatever. And it's like, for what? So I'll see if I could try to find a clip of that. If I can't, it's all good. But I thought that was a pretty good point that Dr. Umar said, and I think women should move like that. But as far as, you know, all of the other stuff, she says she can have another kid. I don't know. 42 is pretty late. I don't look. I'm not doubting that she can't have them. It's just that you're talking about raising a kid probably until you get about 65. So I don't know. And you got to also take into account that it's going to be geriatric pregnancy, which is high risk for a woman in her age. But she's willing to do it, I guess, as a man. And if you don't have any kids, that's your only shot. I guess go for what you know. But if I'm a man and I'm looking to have kids, I'm not gonna. A 42-year-old is not going to be my first draft pick. I'm just saying. Anyway, let's go in.
What else? Definitely a job. I would prefer 100,000 or more for him to make. And I need somebody who's willing to actually date and get to know me and me get to know him. And if he does have kids, if he's not active in his kids' lives, he's not for me. So any man, if you are out there, if you are not active in your children's lives, then you are not the man for me. Because
again, women will tell you what they've been through with what they're asking for. That means some of her baby daddies are not active in their kids' lives. They're probably some deadbeat guys. At least they tall. At least some of them are. But some of these guys don't sound like they're active in her kid's life. So she put that as a prerequisite. You got to be active in your kid's life, because she don't want to be abandoned again or have her kids be abandoned again. Let's go back in.
if you can't be active in your own kids' lives, and I don't care what the circumstances is, it's an excuse. Then you definitely can't be active in my kids' lives. So that's a huge deal breaker for me. You don't have to have full custody of your kids, but you have to be active.
Okay. So, is the goal marriage this time?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. So the request is a man, ideally 6'4", if not 6'4", over 6 feet.
Yes.
Make at least 100K, and marriage is the goal. How come marriage wasn't the goal before you had your other children?
The first one, I was young. And it just, I don't want to get married to get divorced. I've seen it too many times. And instead of me setting myself up for that, and obviously, it wasn't that marriage was proposed prior to me getting pregnant. It was honestly after I got pregnant. So, and once I got pregnant, not that it was too late, but it was just like, okay, I've seen signs after that I didn't like. And it's not something that I wanted to live with for the rest of my life. And I needed to be honest with myself. So instead of me just marrying just to say, I was married, I'd rather wait and raise my kids and for them to be great beings, which they are, thank God.
No, and I respect that completely. But just in full transparency, you did it 3 times. So I understand, I think people will understand the first time, but then 2 more times with 2 different men, you still went down that same route. So what made you change now? The standard would be you would have to be married first.
It's not that the standard was different then. It's just that after I got pregnant, you see a whole different side of people sometimes, and it's a side that I didn't like. So,
okay,
to each his own.
Totally got it. And then you said 100K. Would you date a man that made less?
It's funny to me how women can really come up with. It's funny because she said, if you're not active in your kids' lives, I don't care what the circumstances is, it's excuses. But when it comes to why she didn't get married, all she giving is excuses. Like a man want to hear all these excuses. Okay, oh, well, I was young the first time, and oh, and it just you didn't know the person until later on, and yeah, 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 yeah. And it's like you wouldn't accept that from a dude. If he told you reasons why he wasn't active in his kids' lives, you wouldn't accept that. They all sound like excuses. Guess what yours sound like? Excuses. But they understand their situation. They know why they in their situation, and they got good enough reasons. And just overlook that. Just overlook that. Yeah, I have 3 different kids with 3 different men, but just overlook that. Oh, you have it in your kid's life? Those are all excuses. I don't want to hear nothing. Okay? Cut it off right now. That's unacceptable. The hypocrisy really eats away at my soul. I'm serious. I'm serious. It just does. Okay. Anyway, let's go back in.
So that's non-negotiable.
For the lifestyle that we live in, with that's non-negotiable. At least, yeah, that would be a minimum.
Okay. Do you
And
normally
they have
date
money,
men?
so it's not only about money. Like they have money, but it's just it's money can't keep you. However, money can definitely help to keep the household together.
I understand. You normally date men that make 100K, I'm assuming.
More than that, absolutely.
So what's going on with these men? Why you can't make it work with them?
Because now it seems like some of them, they just that's not what they come in with the intention of saying, that's what they want, a long-term relationship, or that they want to lead to marriage. However, that's really not what it is. Like I just previously.
In other words, they smashed and they dashed that ash. Okay? They hit it, they quit it, and they forget it. So it ain't that she didn't try. It's just that, see, and this is another thing, ladies. You ask for guys who are top tier, 6 figures, over 6 figures, 6 feet, over 6 feet. You ask for these particular unicorn men, guess what? They're going to have unicorn privileges, okay? They're going to have unicorn privileges. What do I mean by that? Well, if you want a unicorn, guess what? Every woman want a unicorn, okay? Why? Because unicorns are rare. They're special. There's something to brag about. I got a unicorn. Everyone want those bragging rights. So guess what? That unicorn is going to run through as many women as they possibly can. And why wouldn't they? Because they know their position. They have unicorn privilege. Same thing happened with beautiful women. They get pretty privilege, unicorn privilege. So what do you think men gonna do? They're gonna take advantage of their privilege too. Because trust me, beautiful women with pretty privilege, they take advantage of that privilege. And why wouldn't they? Men can't even really blame them for doing that. Why wouldn't they take advantage of it? So why wouldn't men take advantage of it? Oh, women can take advantage of their pretty privilege, but men are supposed to be held to morals and defined as a man, and you're a man of principles, and you're a man. No bullshit. Okay, everybody's going to take advantage of their natural gifts. It's just a part of human nature, and why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? Okay. So, don't expect men to be nothing other than human. Okay? Just like women. Nothing other than human. Let's go back in.
Dated or went out with a doctor, and it wasn't the fact that he he wasn't accepting of me having children and all those things. However, our goals did not align. So
Of course they didn't align. You were with a doctor? You think your doctor is going to settle with a woman who got 3 kids by 3 different baby daddies and is 42? You were a good time. That's it. Listen, let me remind y'all, hit the like, share, and subscribe to this video. Hit the like button. Don't dislike this because I'm being honest, okay? I'm just keeping it real right now. But you're a baby mama of 3 different men while 3 different kids. You're 42. A doctor has a gazillion options. That's why he became a doctor. Okay. I don't know if y'all seen this. Y'all probably don't remember. And that's fine. There was this. I used to be a nerd, so I used to watch Seinfeld, right? And Elaine, the woman on the show, she was dating a young doctor, okay? And he wasn't a doctor yet. He was studying to be a doctor, okay? So she would help him with his homework and ask him medical questions, and you know, she wouldn't have relations with him because it stopped him from focusing on being a doctor. Well, they didn't have relations. He passed his medical exam. He got rid of Elaine immediately. And he said, that's why you become a doctor. So you can have options. Okay, so he played her, and apparently this guy played her as well. So, you know, I understand. She thought he was being genuine. She thought he wanted the same out of life as her. She thought she was gonna snag a doctor, but come on, man. A doctor? He would get a woman half your age and way prettier with no kids if he wanted to. Anyway, let's go back in.
You guys were dating or you were in a relationship?
No, we dated. No.
Are you dating?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Got you. All right. 100K is the minimum. She dates men that make more. Let's do the Kendra Cam.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I just got in for my daughter's basketball game, so hold on 1 second.
What the heck?
Girl, just hold up the camera and step back. Let me see.
Wait a second.
All right. There we go.
Okay. We see the
No.
booty.
Yes.
No, Mom.
Is there?
I hear your daughter. No, Mom.
Right. Let me show her. She like, absolutely not.
So, Jasmine, Houston, Texas, 42, Pisces, mom to 3. What's the age range you would date?
Ooh. Okay. So, my girlfriend is gonna be like, Jasmine, really? However, I say nowadays there are men who are quite mature at between 35 and up. So, and they honestly, a lot of them I have found are really looking to settle down, and they're okay, or they actually like older women. 2 of my kids' dads are younger. However, they have a younger mind frame. So,
Well, younger, I mean, that's a
So let's repeat the same problems we had before. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. She dated a guy. One of her baby daddies is like 6'4", 6'5". She still want a 6'4" guy. She dated a guy who is younger. She still want younger guys. Making some of the same mistakes. Asking for superficial things. And that's exactly what she's going to get. Superficiality. There's no depth here. There's nothing of substance here. that I haven't heard her really ask for anything of substance. You know, it seems like she's moving like she wants to have fun with young guys, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm not necessarily knocking it, but don't complain when he moved like a young guy, just like the other two baby daddies. Okay? Don't complain. You're putting yourself back in that situation. We got to get better at recognizing what we need instead of what we want. There's a totally different, those two things are two totally different things. We got to get better at our needs instead of our wants. And I'm not just talking to the women, I'm talking to the men too. We got to get better as people as far as our needs instead of wants. And a lot of our needs are not so much superficial. They're things of substance. And people need to tap into that more instead of trying to worry about the superficial metrics of he got to be this tall, he got to have this, he got to be this age, he got to have this amount of money. It's all ridiculousness. Let's go back in.
They probably have the mind frame they're supposed to have, right? They're younger.
No. They didn't have like a young man's mind frame. They had a boy's mind frame. So I need somebody who actually has a man's mind frame now. So I want somebody who's 35, but a mature 35. And honestly, like I'm on dating apps and it's 22, 28-year-olds. And I'm like, ooh, no. Anything that's 20, that's a no for me. My son has a 2 in front of his. No, he's 20. I don't want nobody with a 2'9", 2'8", 2'7", nothing. Too young for me.
Okay, too young for her. All right, when was your last relationship, Jasmine?
Ooh, my last real relationship was probably about 2 years ago.
2 years ago. You don't have to answer, but I'm going to ask. When was the last time you was intimate with someone?
I would like to not answer that.
Oh, Jasmine?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, God, I hope the static isn't back. Say it again. Oh, is it me? Oh.
Yeah, no, it just went out for a second.
Okay. Okay, let me repeat the question. You don't have to answer, but I'm going to ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
I would like not to answer that.
Okay, no worries.
She probably smashed the doctor. She probably smashed the doctor just last week, and she on and he got other plans, so she on this dating show, and she know that she gonna get questioned by that. Okay, so let's put it this way: it wasn't 2 years ago. Anyway, let's go back in.
What are 3 flaws you have to work on, honey?
Ooh. Number 1 is trust.
Okay.
I definitely need to get better with trusting people. My second one is I am loyal to a fault. All
right, look, I tried to let the first one go, and then she hit me with the combination. Again, ladies, when people say, what do you need to work on? Stop sideways complimenting yourself with what you need to work on. I am loyal to a fault. Ain't nobody accused you of being too loyal. I heard some women say, I trust people too much, or I'm too loving to people. Like, let me calm down. Be genuine in your responses to this question. Okay? As a matter of fact, Kendra need to rephrase this question as to what are the top 3 things people complain to you about? What are those top 3 things? Because women gonna be disingenuous when it comes to what they need to work on. I'm loyal to a fault. I'm so loving. I love too much. I see the positive of all things in life. I got to stop doing that. Like, give me a freaking break, man. I get tired of repeating the same thing every time I see women do it. It's just, I don't know. It's it's just disingenuous, and I like if a man would say that, you know what? I love women too much. I'm just such a good guy. I gotta stop being such a good guy. You're gonna be like, give me a break. Shut the f up for real. And I'm saying that to the women. Cut it out. Be genuine. Because what you're really telling me is that you don't have no self-reflection. You don't have no self-awareness. You don't have no good self-assessment of yourself. And that's dangerous. Okay? That's all I'm getting out of this. Not that you're loyal to a fault. Who cares? You should be loyal. Okay? But what it's really telling me is you have no self-awareness. Let's go back in.
I know it seems like it's a great thing. However, like I'm one of those people, even when you do me wrong, like I'm still loyal to you. So I want to just get out of that funk of continuing to run that cycle of loyalty to the wrong people. Let me say that. My third, what would it be? Oh my gosh, my daughter's in the background saying not being not having an attitude or
This is a 9-year-old.
Right. It would take a child of honesty to tell you what you really need to work on. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. Because all she's gonna do is side compliment herself with this question. And like I said, Kendra should rephrase this question to, what are the top 3 things that people complain about with you? What are the top 3 things? The daughter know. You got an attitude. Like, the daughter was like, Mom, keep it real. You got an attitude. Okay? Stop with the attitude. I'm glad the daughter stepped in. It was like, I can tell you something. If you ain't gonna be honest, keep it real, I'll give you one. Shout out to the daughter. Let's go in.
Daughter?
absolutely it is. She is smarter beyond her years. So her turning double digits tomorrow is really in her head, okay?
Not the 9-year-old daughter. Okay, not having attitude. Okay. Jasmine, so you said the goal is marriage now, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
What qualities
It
make
should
you a
be.
wife?
Oh my gosh. My nurturing, of course, I mean, still my loyalty and just my love and my laughter. One of my cousins who told me that I needed to come on this show and watch you. Yes, Steven. Him and his sister always talks about me and my laugh. Like I have a laugh that is so infectious, and it doesn't take a lot to honestly make me happy. Just
Listen, look, I know people are trying to sell themselves. Okay, I get it. I know they're trying to show themselves in the most positive light. I laugh a lot. I am loyal. I gotta stop being so loyal, but yeah, that's what qualifies me as being a wife, my loyalty. I get it. People want to show themselves in the most positive light they can, but I don't know. Sometimes it just come off as being a little disingenuous. I'm just saying. Let's go.
just the subtleness and being true to you and who you are and being true to me and in a true relationship. I think that it is not a lot.
Okay. Listen, why would a guy be lucky to be with you, Jasmine?
Well, first of all, look at me.
I got the most confident people on my show, Tom.
Absolutely. Secondly, like again, just I am a motivator. So if you are looking for a partner who's going to be on your team and motivate you to the next level, I am definitely she. She is me. So I mean, you can't get any better than this.
Now, you know what I heard? I am a nagger. I will be nagging you 50 going north. I am a motivator, really? There's a very thin line between motivator and nagger. Okay? And if your daughter said you got attitude, that motivation will turn into nagging real quick. And I'm sure she nags her daughter too. And especially if her daughter knows she got attitude. Very thin line between motivator. Motivator is when you're uncomfortable with where things are. Nagger is when you're too comfortable with where things are. Okay, I ain't just motivating you. I'm gonna nag the crap out of you now. Get your ass up and do this and do that and take care of this. And you said you was gonna do this. All right. Some men receive information differently. Some men may need a nagger. I don't need a motivator because I'm motivated myself as a man. I need a helpmeet. Okay? My problem is I can't be two places at one time. I need you to take the assignment and run with it. Don't worry about what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. I got this part. I need you to be the helpmeet, not the motivator. Anybody can talk, not the motivator, because that motivation will turn into nagging with me, at least. I don't need that. I need tangibles. I need action. I need verbs. Okay. I need you to run and do this. I need you to do that. Okay? I don't need the talk. Anybody can talk. Okay? Silence is golden. Shh. Silence is golden with me. And I'm not saying I don't like to have communicate. I love, communicating with the right woman, the right intelligent women. But, listen, I'm not against motivating and things like that. But I noticed, especially with women nowadays, motivation turns into nagging. And I would rather you be quiet and just be the helpmeet that I need you to be. And, partners and all this other stuff, I guess, whatever. But long as you know your assignment, and because as a man I know my assignment, and I'm gonna handle my part. So let's go in.
What? You're getting better, you said.
You cannot get any better than this. Fact.
I love the confidence. Jasmine, if I make you a highlight, I want you to respond to this because I saw some of the comments. I'm going to give you a chance to respond for yourself. What would you say to the people that are going to be watching? You have a 6'4", request. If not 6'4", 6 feet, makes at least $100K. Some people will say that would be a delusional request for you of a mom with 3x3 men. What would you say to that?
I would say check my track record. I mean, it's not hard. Like, it may be delusional to them because perhaps it's not in their foresight, or perhaps it's something that they've never had before. However, I've had that in my past.
Ladies, today's prices are not yesterday's prices. You're not 20 no more, you're 42. You're not childless no more, you have 3 kids. You're not baby daddyless, you have 3 baby daddies. Today's prices are not yesterday's prices. You can't walk around thinking that everything stays the same. Your value stays the same. It doesn't. Here's a fundamental fact, and I know a lot of women are not gonna like this. So hit the like button on this video in advance, and don't dislike it, okay? I'm just going to speak a real fact. The real fact is this: women lose value as they age. And with every child that they have, they lose value even more. It's accelerated. Men gain value as they age. And let me tell y'all why. For two fundamental reasons. And I said this before. The most valuable thing on a woman is her eggs. Let me say that again. The most valuable thing about a woman to a man is her eggs. Period, point blank. Every woman is born with 1,000,000 eggs. That gives you intrinsic value from birth. You have all the eggs that you're going to have. You have children within you already. Okay? Before you're even born. Every mother is a grandmother if she has a daughter. Automatically. Before the child is even born, she's a grandmother, because that daughter that's in her belly has children or 1,000,000 eggs in her already. Now, your eggs is where your value is. Men are trying to get to those eggs and fertilize them. This is why women are born with value. Now, your beauty is the price of those eggs. Let me say that again. Your beauty is the price of the eggs. Your history is the price of those eggs. If you are extremely beautiful, you're gonna have a higher price to fertilize those eggs. This is what's going on in nature, and people don't even realize what's going on. This is what's going on in nature. It is something that is unconscious. It's not conscious. It's unconscious. As you get older and you turn 42, you don't have those 1,000,000 eggs. You shed a whole bunch of them joints, okay? Every month that goes by, you're shedding eggs, shedding. You're getting older. You're hitting menopause. You're losing your value to a man. Men gain value as they get older. Why? Because their resources go up as they get older. So, and men can have kids for the most part of their life, as long I will say as long as they can keep it up. But those are two fundamental things: a man's resources and a woman's eggs. That determines your value as a human being on this planet to the opposite sex. Now, what you think of yourself, who cares? You consider yourself a 10? I don't. I don't consider you a 10. I know I'm not a 10 to a lot of women out there. I could think of myself as the most handsome and knowledgeable man on the planet. I'm a great catch. Other women don't care. What good are you to me? That's the bottom line. I don't care what you think of yourself, ladies. Your value is based on your eggs, and the price of those eggs is through your beauty. The cost of those eggs is through your beauty. Because women who are the most beautiful, they're going to get first chance at the top tier men to fertilize those eggs. They're going to get first dibs of the top tier men with beauty. I need women to realize this, what your real value is. Who cares what you think about yourself? I don't care. Nobody else cares. All that being said, hit the like, share, and subscribe. Let's go back in.
again, the one I just dated was 6'4" and he made over 100K. It's just
But
that
are you trying to date now, or are you trying to get married? Because there's two different
no,
categories.
no, I'm dating with intention to get married.
Well,
But I feel you have to date first in order to get to know somebody.
just to be fair, we checked your track record. You never had that in a marriage dynamic, though, correct?
Absolutely. No, I have not.
Okay. I think that's where the challenge becomes because, dating this man, I think you're a beautiful woman. You have a beautiful face. You're in shape. You're keeping yourself up. Dating and marriage are two different categories. So we got to decide who's the pool of men that we could date and who's the pool of men that are trying to marry us.
Absolutely. And that's where the fine line comes in. And that's why I was so easily able to cut the doctor off, because it's just like this is not going the way that I foresee it going. And again, I'm not dating, and I'm not desperate. So that's what I want people to also understand. I'm not desperate. I mean, I have plenty.
You should be. And I know that might sound a little mean to some women. Don't take none of this stuff personal, ladies. Sometimes women be killing me, man. I be talking about one woman, and y'all take it so personal. Stop with the whole sisterhood stuff. This is her I'm talking about. I'm not talking about you. Okay? Don't get in your feelings. Leave your feelings at the door. Thank you. But here's the deal. He was a doctor. He's a busy man. He has options. She thinks she cut him off because of whatever else. He ain't got no worries. Okay? He know what he lost out on. He ain't got no worries. He could replace her far easier than she can replace him. Trust and believe. She's on Kendra G. This motherfucker just walked down the hall and winked at the nurse, and he got another chick. She is far easily replaceable than he is, and he knows this. I'm not trying to be crass or nothing like that, but I got to keep it real and authentic here. Okay, this is BMR. We keep it real here. I'm going to end it here. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Put it in the comments. I really would appreciate it. Hit the like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will catch you in the next one. Peace.